If you're looking for a couple of quick holiday meals for this holiday season, I've got two really good ones for you today. Stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow a whole food, plant-based, no oil way of eating. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every week. And be sure to follow me on Instagram for more plant-based content. So due to popular demand, I got a new microphone for my camera, so hopefully the sound quality will be better. I know it hasn't been the best lately. My other microphone kind of died on me, and I just haven't had the funds to replace it. Running this channel isn't free. There is a cost to it. I just had to wait till I could afford the microphone that I really wanted, so I finally got it. It's on my camera right now, so hopefully you guys are able to enjoy it a little bit better with the better sound quality. So as I said in the intro, I've got two really good holiday meals for you today. I mean, you could eat them anytime, but these will be really nice for your holiday table. You know, I was at Trader Joe's the other day and I saw this thing called holiday hash. And it was like sweet potatoes and butternut squash and celery and onion and carrots. And it was like $6 for this little container. And I thought that's a really cool idea, but I think I could do better. And I decided to make it into a soup. So I'll be making a holiday hash soup. And next I'll be making some roasted Brussels sprouts. And these Brussels sprouts, if you don't love Brussels sprouts, these will make you a believer. You will love these. I do a really easy marinade with some balsamic glaze and some maple syrup. Really quick and easy, and then you just roast them in the oven and they come out just delicious. And the full recipes for both of these will be in the description box. And speaking of my description box, please check out all the links I have in there. I've got my favorite products, I've got links to my e-guide, to my newsletter, to my online course, to my Facebook group. So there's a lot of resources down there, so please check those out. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is get our Brussels sprouts in the oven because they're going to take about 30 minutes or so. So I've got a pound of Brussels sprouts here that I just rinsed off, washed. And what I like to do is just cut the little ends off and then cut them in half. And then I'm just going to throw them in this bowl. And you're just going to do that for all of these. Any loose leaves, just throw in the bowl, because those will be nice little crispies, and those are really nice to have in the dish. So I'm just going to continue cutting these up, and then I'm going to show you how I season them all up. So I've got my Brussels sprouts all cut up, and now this is how I'm going to season them. I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of balsamic glaze, and you can find this anywhere, pretty much, regular grocery stores. And then I'm going to use equal parts of maple syrup. So another 2 tablespoons of that. Balsamic glaze is just balsamic vinegar that they have reduced down, and the flavors just get really concentrated and it gets thick and it's really nice. So I'm just going to toss this around and try to get these all coated. And it's just going to be a light coating. And then I'm going to just sprinkle on about a teaspoon of salt. If you're salt free, leave it off. And then give it another stir. Now you just want some kind of lined baking sheet, and you're just going to put these on here. Get them all on there. And then just spread them out. And like these little leaves here are going to be super crispy, so you'll have different levels of crispness on these. All right. So I'm going to put these in a preheated oven at about 350, 375, around there. and then they're just gonna go for about 30 minutes. And I may stir them around after about 20, but let's get these in the oven and then we're gonna start on our soup. So for our holiday hash soup, we're going to have onion, which I already chopped up. I've got about 1.5 cups of onion. I did those first because they make me cry. Then my crying's over. I've got carrots, celery, butternut squash, Yukon Gold potatoes, and then I have a Japanese sweet potato that I'm going to cube up. So this is all going to go into our holiday hash soup, and we're going to start with the onions, carrots, and celery. We're going to get those sauteing. So I'm going to use my chopper for that, and then we're going to get those going first. And for those of you who have never seen the chopper in action, let me show you. You just take a piece of celery, for instance, and then you just slam that thing down and it is chopped, and you get these lovely small pieces. My knife skills are not the greatest, so I love to use this thing. So I'm going to finish chopping up the carrots and the celery, and then we're going to go over to the stove. And then we'll come back and work on the other ingredients here. So I've got about 1/4 cup of water on medium heat. Just let this heat up for a bit. And then we'll just add our onions, carrots, and celery. So we'll let these saute for about 5-6 minutes till the onions and the veggies get softened, and then we'll add everything else, just about everything else. While the onions, carrots, and celery are sauteing, we're going to cut up the rest of the vegetables. And this is just pre-cut butternut squash. It's about 2 cups, but I'm just going to cut every one of these little blocks in half because I want them smaller. Now I'm going to work on the potatoes, and Yukon Golds are my favorite because you don't have to really peel them. And these are small, so I've got like 4 small. And then I'm going to be doing a Japanese sweet potato. I'm not a fan of the orange ones. If you want to use orange, then if you like those, then go ahead and use that. But I like these or the white ones, the Hannahs, so I'm going to be using my Japanese. I think they have more flavor. They're starchier. I just like them better. All right, so I'm going to just cube up my Yukon Gold and my sweet potato, and by then celery and carrots and stuff should be softened. And then we'll head over to the stove again. All right, this is all looking good. I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of garlic. We're going to let that cook for a bit, like a minute. Then I'm going to add some poultry seasoning and some salt. I like using poultry seasoning because it's got all those, fall flavors in there, and it just works great. All right, now let's dump in all our potatoes and squash. And then we're going to add some water. Probably about 6 cups. You want to make sure that everything is covered in water, like that. And then we're going to want to turn up the heat and get it to a boil. And then I'm going to add one of my no chicken bouillon cubes. I ran out of veggie broth, so this is what I'm doing. If you have veggie broth, you could do 4 cups of veggie broth and 2 cups of water, or you could do 6 cups of veggie broth, whatever you want to do. Then I'm also adding a can of butter beans. You can use any kind of white beans you would like. I just had a can of butter beans, so I'm using those. So I'm going to put the lid on and let it come to a boil, and then I'm just going to turn it down to a simmer and let it cook until the potatoes are fork tender. I'm going to check on my Brussels sprouts, and then once the potatoes are fork tender, I'll add my greens, maybe a little lemon juice to brighten it up, and then we'll be done, and we're going to taste both. All right, soup is done. Just gonna add a big handful of kale. If you don't like kale, use spinach. If you don't like spinach, if you don't like greens, leave it out. It's fine. This is just my thing. I like to add greens into everything. And then about a tablespoon and a half of lemon juice. That just brightens up the flavor. And then, you know, taste it if you need any salt. If you want to add pepper, now's the time. All right, let's give these two dishes a taste. So here's our two recipes. Here's the soup, yum. And those Brussels sprouts, yum. And I like to drizzle on just a little bit more of the balsamic glaze. Let's give these a taste. All right, here's the soup, finished product. And I will give this a taste. I want to get a little bit of everything. Get a bean on there, potato, some greens. Get a really good bite. It's so good. I have to take one more bite. Soup is just such an amazing thing. I can't believe it. This one's really good, and you saw how easy it is. And basically all my soups start about the same. Onions, celery, carrots. And then you just mix it up with everything else. This one's really delicious. This will be good on your holiday table for sure. And those Brussels sprouts. And I love the little, like these little crispy ones. Those are good. So let's get a good bite here with a little bit of that extra balsamic glaze on there. Perfect. Really delicious. I know these will be great for your holiday table and really, really delicious, and of course super easy. And you can eat them any time of the year. Don't have to wait for the holidays. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And that really helps my channel to grow because it tells YouTube that you're liking my videos and it will push it out to more people and we can get the plant-based message out there even faster. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with holiday hash, and that way I know you made it to the end with me and I really appreciate it. Remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and when you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you.